Sometimes it's hard to know or understand what is fact and what is fiction when people, especially pundits, start talking about climate change. But if you look at the data from 2016 compared to other years, it's easy to see that climate change is happening, and it's been happening for some time now. Each of the 16 months leading up to September 2016 broke the global average high temperature record. September became the first month not to break a monthly all-time high in nearly a year and a half. Fact, during September, the Arctic sea ice also reached its lowest extent ever, and much of the perennial sea ice that lasts longer than a year, has declined since 1984. That means the Arctic is relying on ice that melts completely in the summer and refreezes in the winter, which can have serious consequences. The disappearance of older ice makes the Arctic's ocean sea ice cap more vulnerable to further decline. Fact, for the first time, Antarctic sea ice is also at record low levels. Just a few years after reaching record highs for the extent of southern sea ice, the ice is lower than it has ever been for this time of year, as it heads towards its yearly minimum during the southern summer. This shows that the global temperature rise has had far-reaching effect from one pole to the other. Fact, in July 2016, the oceans had risen 84.8 millimeters since satellites began tracking sea level rise in 1993. This is a rate of 3.4 millimeters a year. It might not seem like a huge change, but we have already started to see the effects in a lot of coastal cities, like Miami, which deals with inland flooding every time there's a full moon. And finally, possibly the most important fact of all, is related to the levels of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. In 2013, these levels broke 400 parts per million for the first time, an ominous milestone, and have continued to increase even more. This number is far higher than historical data, which shows no spike above 300 parts per million until the 1950s. And that is why 97% of scientists agree that climate change is real and it's already happening.
I hope you have a good explanation for all of this. If they come after us, it'll be your fault, Carol.
I understand.
Listen, I'm on your side. If we can just get to Claw, nobody will come after you. Being a ghost is great and all, but you have no idea what you're up against. Look, I work for Lomax Faro, the developers behind Claw. One of the founders is Michael Lomax, a U.S. Senator from the Subcommittee of Defense. He's been using his influence to create mandates and fund his own research and projects like Claw. So he uses taxpayer money to fund his Claw project, and he has mandates to develop it. That complicates my job. The other co-founder is Lomax's associate, Faro. He's the strategist. And he's been using all of that money, control, and power to further this project. Seems like some very deep state stuff. It is. Whichever U.S. official it was who sent you after Claw is thinking several steps ahead. Either they know about the strategist's plans, or something else is brewing. I wish I could tell you more.
That should be enough info for you to get started. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun digging through this shit. It's time we go.
The island is locked down. Where will you go?
Don't worry about us. I know a couple of places that will keep us safe. Keep close to your radio, though. I'm sure our paths will cross again.
Last article of the day falls into the same category as the Beaufort Gyre story. The gyre tried to unload and then started sticking again, by the way. But here, we basically see the next Heinrich event unfolding. Thick sea ice is readying to lose blocks into the lower latitude waters, and while the article itself is a global warming shell factory, we know it will begin to deliver the final blow to that Gulf Stream, to the overturning circulation, to the tropical hydroclimate paradigm of today, and the calm interim between disasters. The next Heinrich event of ice release into the North Atlantic, which has frozen the world many times, may start it all off this round. Folks, do you remember that video where we showed that the top of the top, according to people who don't really matter, are not only bucking the system, but are prepping for disaster? Both are still going. Pitbull at a concert. Hey, Rihanna. Well played. But in terms of disaster preparation, we're seeing that spread continuing, especially from the non-pop characters. Chuck says, be ready. And of course, there was this.
the fragility of this planet, the coming catastrophic event, and we all have to clean this act up now. The coming catastrophic event, and we all have to clean this act up now.
Veteran observer?
Time evolves and comes to a place where it renews again. There is first a purification time, then there's renewal time. We are getting very close to this time now. We were told that we would see America come and go. And in a sense, America is dying from within, because they forgot the instructions on how to live on Earth. Everything is coming to a time where prophecy and man's inability to live on Earth in a spiritual way will come to a crossroad of great problems. It's the Hopi belief, it's our belief that if you're not spiritually connected to the earth and understand the spiritual reality of how to live on earth, it's likely you will not make it. By the end of the Second World War, we were, in America, we were only 800,000 from 60 million. To 800,000, so we were almost exterminated here in America. Everything is spiritual. Everything has a spirit. Everything was brought to you by the Creator, the one Creator. Some people call him God. Some people call him Buddha. Some people call him Allah. Some people call him other names. We call him Tonkashila, grandfather. We're here on Earth only a few winters. Then we go to the spirit world. The spirit world is more real than most of us believe. The spirit world is everything. Over 95% of our body is water. And in order to stay healthy, you got to drink good water. When the European first came here, Columbus, we could drink out of any river. If the Europeans had lived the Indian way when they came, we'd still be drinking out of water because the water is sacred. The air is sacred. Our DNA is made of the same DNA as the tree. The tree breathes what we exhale. When the tree exhales, we need what the tree exhales. So we have a common destiny with the tree. We are all from the earth. And when the earth, the water, the atmosphere is corrupted, then it will create its own reaction. Mother is reacting. In the Hopi prophecy, they say the storms and floods will become greater. To me, it's not a negative thing to know that there will be great changes. It's not negative. It's evolution. When you look at it as evolution, it's time. Nothing stays the same. You should learn how to plant something. That's the first connection. You should treat all things as spirit. Realize that we are one family. It's never something like the end. Just like life, there is no end to life.
Warmings of 6 degrees over longer time periods have been associated with some of the most devastating mass extinctions which have ever taken place. So it's certainly fair to assume that if temperatures soar by 6 degrees within less than a century, that we're going to face nothing less than a global wipeout.
6 degrees of warming has been called the doomsday scenario. Our lives would never be the same again.
All right, time to go. Norway to England takes about a week by long ship, so I'll scrub ahead. Layla, you okay?
Sorry. Can you play the message again?
We have the transcript. If you're looking for something, I can go in.
No, I want to hear it.
Okay.
I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just... that message led us here, to this place, to a Norse grave in North America. So those bones out there are the only lead we have. Our only chance at fixing this planet before it's too late.
Here it is.
I think we don't, there's no choice. That the ascension is coming. It's going to give everybody either end-time madness if they haven't dealt with their karma, and traumas, or it's going to cause those who have to ascend, and have an expansion in consciousness. As far as what we have coming up, working on getting this information to the mass consciousness is my mission. So I'm going to be
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Right now, for example, if a major company wanted to, say, invest in preserving standing forest in the Amazon, there's not yet any clarity on whether those credits that would be generated from that can be claimed by Brazil as well as by the company making that investment.
Oh. Looks so peaceful from up here. It always does, but it never is. I know, Icarus. I'm tired too. I've met so many people. Harkons, kings, and now Isu. They're all the same. Go do this. Bring me that. Go kill him. I don't know if I can do this anymore. If I were ruler, things would be much, much different. What's that, Icarus? A speech from your new ruler?
Hell. The beast will break its bonds and run.
And my part? What about me?
Then comes the second great sorrow.
When the Harvey goes to fight the wolf.
And falls to Fenrir.
And falls to Fenrir. It's there, you see? You have foretold my death. Your Harvey will die.
We speak what we see.
We know your fate, your destiny.
Have you gleaned enough, O wise one?
Fate governs all humankind, but I am the defier of death. I am not bound by these forces.
All threads are measured. Everything dies. Even ancient Ymir, whose fertile carcass gave birth to the 9 worlds.
I am no string to be plucked or tied. I am the High One, the Lord of Ecstasy, the enemy of the wolf. I am eternal. Riddled words only cloud my thoughts. The storm is brewing, not in the clouds but down below. Does our final battle draw near? Is this how Ragnarok begins?
This is Ranger. I just want to talk to you. Basically, I've been working with Ascension for many, many years. I'm extremely qualified with many skills. I don't want to sound alarming, but this information that I'm trying to convey to you is very important. You have to know the truth that we are heading towards a pole shift. I could give you the reason why that's happening, because chemtrails have been making what we call a greenhouse effect. Basically, they say that they've been putting chemtrails up there to stop the planet overheating, but the reality is that they're melting the North and South Pole. It's called a Heinrich event, and I'm sure if you do your research you'll find out totally what that's about. Most important thing is that you have to clear this life and past life trauma. We call it karma. In this day and age, the infections, not physical infections, but the infection from life as we know it, over time, many people have lost their way. As we say in the Marines, always be prepared. if you're always ready, then you're not likely to run into danger. Changes are coming, and I would say to you, start working on releasing all the energies that blocks you mentally and emotionally. And it's a sacrifice to let them go and let yourself move forward. I'm very pleased that I found a spiritual channel, a woman who is going to be with me, and we're going to pursue the work that we are doing. We are here to enlighten people, and you have to know it's never too late, but time is a factor here. Big changes are coming, so I would suggest that you all do your best to start moving forward and letting the past go with love and light. Okay, blessings to you all, and may you always be guided by Great Spirit. God and Goddess bless you. If we can save Mother Earth, we'll be saving each other. So put your focus on planting things and nurturing the ground, and it'll help you to get more in touch with the higher powers. If you're at one with Mother Earth and you're in balance and harmony, you will feel the cosmic drift, and that's my clue for your next adventure.